What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to discuss the new skin that came to Batman Arkham Knight. I know I'm a couple days late with this. To be quite honest with you, I wasn't sure at all if I should make a video on this. I saw some other people talking about this skin, actually basically every other Arkham channel or people who cover Arkham. So I wanted to take a different approach, kind of do my own thing with it, and that's kind of discuss if it means anything at all. And, you know, to get out in front of this, because I'm sure we're going to get a ton of dislikes and people saying, absolutely, it doesn't mean anything. And to be quite honest with you, my answer right at the beginning of the video, in case you guys want to click off, is yeah, I kind of agree. I don't think, honestly, this means anything. Now, I'll say this. Because a lot of people come to me for positivity, for optimism. I keep the hopes and dreams alive of the new Arkham game, right? I think I'm probably the only one that really does that consistently, and I appreciate you guys watching. I always appreciate that, and I love hearing that from you, that you kind of look to me or you come to me as the person that keeps you optimistic, keeps you up to date, all that stuff. So when it comes to the skin, I'll say, well, the best I can give you if you're optimistic or if you want something from me, if you want me to speculate, here's what I'll give you. It's interesting, and it's really, really weird timing. Again, this is the Earth 2 Dark Knight skin. It was made available exclusively for the PS4 owners, and this came out 2 days ago, so on the 28th. Now, this is not a brand new skin. This was actually released in 2015, so the year, there was actually an exclusive event at E3, so it was the year that Batman came out. Remember, Batman came out, I believe, like late June 2015, just like 2 weeks after that E3. So this was a event E3 kind of skin, and you could also buy it, or you could also get it in general if you use codes on the limited Mountain Dew flavor that came out around the same time. Now, I did not know that was even a thing. I love trying different Mountain Dews. I totally would have done it if I actually would have known, or maybe I did try and I just don't remember. But so this is not, again, this is not a brand new skin, right? They already had the designs, and it was only, you could only get it, it's very rare, you could only get it if you had one of those two things, right? So now it's available for everybody, it's free, PlayStation, great, phenomenal. The fact that it's only on PlayStation is a little strange. I understand, again, they had, and that goes back to, you could argue, like, does Sony still have these kind of agreements in place with Warner Bros? Again, the DLC also had exclusive stuff, and just in general, things for Arkham Knight were exclusive to PlayStation. So it's not new, it's just surprising that still, literally 5 years later, there seems to be still some exclusive deals going on between, I mean, at a base level, Arkham Knight and PlayStation, but at a higher level, Warner Bros, like Warner Bros in general, not Rocksteady, but Warner Bros and Sony, like, is there something still there? So again, if you want me to give you something, honestly, there are two things. One, extremely weird timing. Why do it now? Why do it at the end of January just randomly? Rocksteady has been on this kind of crusade on Twitter, which I love, by the way, over the past like 6 months where, you know, they're just dropping like, hey, here's early concept art of one of the Arkham games, and here's one of the things and like all of these like cool behind the scenes tidbits that I love. I love it when developers are really, movies, games, TV, anything, when they do stuff like that, I think it's really cool. It's just like me personally, I like to see how these things get made. I like to learn about, you know, the behind the scenes stuff. So to be able to see that, really cool. But Rocksteady's been very active in that regard, and I think Warner Bros. Montreal, they fell asleep, and Rocksteady needs to kind of shake them awake, because Rocksteady's literally doing it, and they absolutely don't need to, like, at all. I think they're just doing it for fun, to be quite honest with you. But for this skin, I saw a lot of people on Twitter joking, like, are they doing it because people are getting so mad at Warner Bros. Montreal? It's like, well, Warner Bros. Montreal's got nothing for you, okay? There's no remaster of Origins coming, at least right now. They haven't, they've gone silent. They don't even know. It's like the SpongeBob episode when he forgets his name and he's just running around his head. That's what Warner Bros. Montreal, I'm thinking about right now, so it's funny. That's what they're doing right now, and Rocksteady's like, well, I guess we can give you a free skin on PlayStation only to upset Xbox players, but we'll just do that for fun. So it is weird timing. Maybe they're doing it to kind of pad over people being upset at Warner Bros. Montreal. But to be, again, like, that's like the optimistic, like, if you want me to give you something, the other side of things says they felt like it, so they just did it, which does sound kind of like stretched. Like, why though? Like, if you want to go the boring route, that it is just what it is, that they gave us a skin, well, why? Why did they decide to do that? Like, at this, like, I honestly, don't understand it. They should be, I doubt it took them very long. In fact, all they had to do was make a skin that was already available again. So it probably took one person less than 1 day, but still just seems a little odd. The second thing, again, and one of the things that may worry the most people, or could be the biggest thing, is that exclusivity. And I feel like I read somewhere that fans are really going at them about the fact that it's only on PlayStation. To my knowledge, it's still only on PlayStation. I don't know if they've come out and said, okay, we'll put it out on other consoles. Let me know if that has changed. Maybe it has. But the fact of the matter is, if it's on PlayStation, it continues, like I said, this exclusivity with Arkham Knight. And again, you have to ask yourself, well, is there a bigger story behind it? Now, again, if you don't like me, if you don't like these kind of videos that I make, all that kind of stuff, you can just answer back or counter back by saying it is what it is. It's a Sony exclusive thing. Don't read into it anymore. You can think that. I'm not saying you can't think that. And you know what? You may be right. That may be right. And also, the fact that they just felt like putting this out, that may also be right. I'm just saying, let's discuss, because there is another side to it, let's just discuss the other thing. You know, this exclusivity, again, Arkham Knight had it when it first came out. It's been 5 years. Is it locked in? Is there a contract that says, like, hey, these kind of things that you add to this game, this specific game, needs to be PlayStation exclusive, or needs to be a timed PlayStation exclusive, or whatever? Is that in the contract? Or is it, again, like a sign of a bigger thing with Warner Bros. Where there are some deals? Again, everybody's throwing around the Arkham thing with the new Warner Bros. Montreal Arkham game being a PlayStation exclusive, or that it could be. It's, again, I don't think so. I really don't think so. Again, I feel like the main reason people have said that is because of that PS5 reveal event. Once that reveal event comes and goes and there's no Arkham game there, then I feel like people are going to drop it. However, there is a new wrinkle, right? Because if that rumored Superman game, which I made a video on last Saturday, if that Superman game is a Warner Bros. Owned studio and it's Microsoft exclusive, then there are still exclusivity deals going on. Now, I hate that. I don't want that. I know my whole kind of point with that video, I talked a lot about the whole, like, we're eventually going to have to jump to next gen, and that made a lot of people angry. But so it may sound hypocritical of me to say that I don't want it to be exclusive to one. And then you could say, well, Spider-Man, well, there's a lot that went in behind the scenes that, why Sony got Spider-Man. And it actually, you think of what Spider-Man is linked to in general in the movies. But there's a lot to that deal. And it's just Spider-Man. You have Marvel's Avengers and stuff like that. So, again, I get it. You could say, well, that's just, back at you. If the Superman games comes out on Xbox Series X, it's a Microsoft exclusive. Then it's like Sony gets Marvel, and then Microsoft gets DC. And it's like, that's a fair trade. I would buy the Series X then, right, in that situation. But the point I'm trying to nail is, I guess, again, pessimistically, but if you want, like, news, if you want something to speculate on, well, if that is a Microsoft exclusive and they're doing that, well, maybe they have another deal. And also, nobody knows who's making it. Just because it's a Superman game doesn't mean it has to be from Rocksteady. But then you look at maybe this Arkham game. It's like, well, maybe it is tied to Sony. Maybe it is PlayStation exclusive. It's a little weird that we do get that rumor, that leak that says, the Superman game will be on a Microsoft exclusive. Now, again, it's not confirmed, right? We'll have to see if that happens. But there's a couple things to monitor there, right? That if that's actually real, if there is a Superman game being made, that's, I think, probably the most important thing. And the second thing is it actually a Xbox exclusive? And then you wonder, is Warner Bros. Doing a thing where they're throwing out these exclusive deals? Sony, you get Warner Bros. Montreal, they're all yours. Enjoy. Don't work them too hard or they'll explode. And then Rocksteady, whatever they're making, if it's them that they're making the Superman game, well, then they go to Xbox. So again, this is all speculative. And people, again, are going to call me out. They don't even watch these videos in the first place. They don't have the normal brain size that we all have. I get it. I get that you can really end this video. You can really end these discussions very, very quickly at this. And I do agree. At the end of the day, if you were to really, if you held, a what to my head, I don't want to say the word because of YouTube. If you forced me to give you an answer, I'd lean more towards this was nothing. This was just something that happened. At the same time, it's very weird timing. It doesn't exactly make sense. Yeah, I get it's from the other studio, so I'm comparing it to two different studios. I understand that. And also, the exclusive part is honestly, I think, the biggest thing you have to look at. So, there is stuff to talk. I mean, look, I made it go to 10 minutes, and so many people are going to say you make every video go to 10 minutes. Yeah, you know, the haters are going to hate, right? So let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you think? Did you download the DLC? Are you playing it? Do you think it means anything, whether it be for Warner Bros. Montreal or some exclusive deal with PlayStation? Anything that has to do with the future besides it just being, you know, kind of a pointless, really, DLC skin? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon. And also, we're kind of in this dead period where nothing really is happening. There's nothing on this new game. Also, the Sony event, maybe they say something tomorrow. Maybe they announce it. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to make any specific video on Batman Arkham. I'm looking for a few spots to plug in the schedule. So if you guys, you know, if I connect with a topic that you guys want me to talk about, I'll absolutely make a video for it. Okay, so let me know if there's something specifically you want me to talk about Batman Arkham related, and I will do that. Any, you know, breaking news, I will obviously cover that the minute it happens. Okay, so thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video.